Hi students, today is wonderful Monday. Right, today's lesson will be based on PALS 2 textbook, page 34. Now we have done the natural disaster on page 33. So now we are going to carry on to the next page, which is on cultural awareness, as you can see on top here. Yeah, page 34. A natural disaster in New Zealand. Now, look at the fact box. And where is New Zealand? It is a country in the Pacific Ocean, 1,500 kilometers east of Australia. Now, if you know where Australia is, you know that New Zealand is very close, just very close, and it's at the bottom of Australia, just below Australia, there is New Zealand. And many earthquakes happen in New Zealand. For, as you know, in this fact box, it says it has more than 50 volcanoes. Now, if it comes to Malaysia, I don't think there is any volcano in Malaysia. But can you imagine 50 volcanoes? That is too many. Yeah. All right. Now, let's look at this. Earthquake in Christchurch. Christchurch is a little city in New Zealand, and Christchurch is a place which a lot of people would go there to further their study. Now let's look at this box here. A few years ago, a terrible earthquake happened in the city of Christchurch in New Zealand. It killed 185 people, but Jay Watson had a lucky escape. Now I'm going to read this through. As I read, you learn how to read too, yeah? Okay, reporter was interviewing Jay. Now the first part would be this. Reporter asked, "What were you doing when the earthquake happened?" Jay answered, "I wasn't at school that day because I was sick. I was sitting on my bed when I heard a terrible noise and the whole house started shaking." "What do you do?" the reporter asked. Well, Jay answered, "I realized it was an earthquake, so I quickly got down on the floor between my bed and the wall. I thought that was the safest place. At school, we often have earthquake drills, so we know what to do in an emergency." And then again, the reporter asked, "What happened next?" Jay answered, "Suddenly the wall of my bedroom collapsed, and I fell out of the house. I fell about 10 meters from the second floor of the house into the front garden." Now, the reporter asked, "Were you hurt?" He answered, "At first, I thought I was seriously injured, but I actually only had a few scratches and bruises on my back. I was really lucky." The reporter asked, "How did you feel?" Well, Jay answered, "Scared, and not just because of the fall. Lots of bricks fell on top of me while I was lying on the ground. Our next door neighbor, who's a firefighter, pulled me out from under the bricks. My mom couldn't believe that I was alive." The reporter asked again, "How did your life change because of the earthquake?" Well, Jay answered, "Well, we had to move to a new house because there was so much damage to our old one. It's in a different area, but I still go to the same school, and it's only got one floor, so I feel a bit safer." Okay, now, first floor, probably there is no staircase in the house here, so it's only one story, probably one story terrace house. All right, now look at the word check. Now, as you can see in the word check, there are a few words here. I need you to write this down into your vocabulary book, which is E3, yeah, book 3. So word check says here, shake. All right, shake, drill, emergency, collapse, scratch, bruise, brick, Okay, now shake, it means shaking, yeah, something that is shaking like this. All right, and drill, it's like we have fire drill in school. We practice anything that happen like fire. All right, we all follow the floor plan. All right, follow the fire drill floor plan, and we got down to the this so-called basketball court. All right, we gather there, all in according to the classes. So, and then the teacher will check our attendance. All right, that is the fire drill. But when it comes to, this earthquake is a different thing. Earthquake just happened in the next second, and you can't go down. So what happened is you need to find a safe place, a proper place for you to hide under. Probably just face down, yeah, face down, something like that. That is the drill that the school taught them. But then again, things like this accident may happen when the wall collapses. If the wall doesn't collapse, so you need to, how to say, like what Jay did. So it's like what he said, got down on the floor between my bed and the wall. So got down on the floor. Alright, and then use your hand to cover your head, of course. So next, emergency, something that is urgent. Yeah, something very urgent. Collapse. Collapse means fell apart. Yeah, the whole house fell apart. Here, scratch. Only some scratch. Nothing serious. Bruise, it means your body turns blue-black. And brick, of course, the kind of bricks, the square, yeah, this bricks that fell down. All right, so I need you to actually look for the meanings. Do this in E3. All right, E3, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, only 7 words. All right, next will be this exercise 1. Look at the pictures of Jay and his house after an earthquake. Can you guess where he was when the earthquake happened? Here. Now, this is a house. Yeah, the house had collapsed. So, can you guess where he was when the earthquake happened? So he probably went underneath the bed, but that was not wise to do that because it's not a wise way to do when an earthquake happened. So anyway, we just find the answer from the text. So you can say that he was sitting on his bed. Yeah, you can say that, or maybe you can say he was at home. All right, he was at home, sitting on his bed in his room. Well, you can write like that. All right. So what you do here is last Monday, E2. Okay, and then you just have to copy out the question. Exercise 1. So here, exercise 1. As usual, before you do that, please make sure you write down PALS 2. PALS 2, page 34. All right, and you can write down the title. Natural disaster in New Zealand. Okay, and then you draw a line. Just draw a line. Exercise 1. Alright, you just copy the whole real brick. Copy it down, and then you start writing the answer. You can write down the answer like this. You can say, he was at home in his bedroom sitting on his bed. Alright, so next one, 2. Alright, we can do away with exercise 2. Alright, we can do away with exercise 2 because it's the same thing. You just need to listen to Jay's story and check your answer. But we can do away with that. Okay, now let's go to exercise 3. Alright, exercise 3. Read the interview again and choose the correct words. Number 1. Jay tried to escape or protect himself. Alright, how are you going to write that? Alright, copy down this exercise 3. Read the interview. Alright, copy out the whole instruction and then you start writing. J. 1. Try to escape or protect himself. Alright, of course, choose the correct answer. Excuse me. Alright, you just write down. Try to protect himself. Alright, okay, here. Why? Okay, very easy. You just check here. We say he just quickly got down on the floor. So he was not trying to escape, but trying to quickly got down on the floor, not escaping, yeah? Okay, number 2. Number 2, so Jay fell out of a window or through a wall. Alright, fell out of a window or through a wall. Now, he's definitely fell through a wall. Okay, fell through a wall. Where is it? Answer is very clearly stated here. He fell out of the house. Right, suddenly the wall of my bedroom collapsed and I fell out of the house. Definitely is through a wall here. Alright, next, 3. Was he badly hurt? Alright, was he badly hurt? Well, he thought he was seriously injured, but he actually had only a few scratches. Okay, so number 3, what we are going to write here is was not badly hurt in the earthquake. Okay, all right. 4. What happened? Was he helped by someone he knew or a team of firefighters? As you can see, yeah, he was helped by a firefighter who was his neighbor. So how are we going to write this? Jay was helped by someone he knew. Okay, next. 5. Was he still living in the same area? Or goes to the same school? Let's check out the answer here. Well, he moved to a new house to a different area, but still going to the same school. Alright, so here we are going to write like this. No longer lives in the same area. Okay, no longer lives in the same area. Alright, let's go to the last part here. The last part. Let's check this out. Number 4, exercise for cultural comparison. So here we are going to compare the cultural awareness in New Zealand and in our country. Alright, in our country. So in Malaysia here. Alright, number 4. Alright, exercise 4. Okay, exercise 4. Answer the question. Alright, copy down the questions, the rubrics, or we call it the instruction. Number 1. You have to copy down the questions, yeah? So, do earthquakes, yeah, ever happen? Ever happen in your country? Your country? No. Simple as that. As simple as that. Number 2. When and where was the most recent earthquake? Well, when and where was the most recent earthquake? Now, there have been a few earthquakes happening these days, alright, recently. Well, but definitely not in our country, because it doesn't fall into the ring, yeah, the ring of this earthquake and also volcano. So when and where was the most recent earthquake? We can say it's in China, yeah, and Japan. I'll just put it like that because it's not happening in our country. Now, number 3, do earthquakes happen more in some places? Yes, indeed, but not in my country. You can say, put down the name here. Alright, so you just underline it. Alright, okay, so I guess that's all for today, yeah, and I would like you to copy these notes into your E2, alright, E2. The next one that I want you to do, it will be exercise 5, yeah, culture note. What kind of culture note is that? It's here. Okay, this is the culture note that I want you to copy down. Alright, as you can see, only this short paragraph. Alright, this short paragraph, you have to copy this down. Alright, copy this down into your E2. Okay, now let me read this out. Christchurch is the largest city in the South Island of New Zealand with a population of 375,000. Alright, 375,000. That means 375,000 people. On February 22nd of 2011, it was struck by an earthquake of a magnitude of 6.3 on the Richter scale, killing 185 people and destroying numerous buildings. The cost of the damage to the New Zealand economy has been estimated at around 20 billion pounds. All right, 20 billion pounds. Now, 1 pound is equivalent to Malaysian ringgit, almost 6 ringgit, around 6 ringgit, around that. All right, so you can times 6, so it will be about 60 billion ringgit. So that's a lot of money there. Yeah, so you just do this as the last exercise, as exercise 5. All right, so that's all for today, class. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.